guys. Alright, let's see what I can do here. Actually, before I get started, I'm just gonna lower the volume here because it's a bit much volume. I don't know how it is for you guys. I don't know how it is on the stream. I can't decide. Alright, so this is of course Dragon Commander. So it increases the speed which you fly by 40%. Target disables the primary function of an enemy unit or building for 15 seconds. Pretty good. Whoa! Within a 79 radius, and you see 60% movement. Speed 19 seconds. That's pretty good. And Hunter. War Factory unit acquisition allows the construction of hunters in your war factories. These fast vehicles make for excellent scouts and come equipped with fast-firing chain guns that can quickly shred light armored foes. That's good early game, I guess. Then there's the Mountain Dragon. Now that's a fat little trucker. Alright, advantage. Upon activation, your fireballs become passive for 13 seconds. Then you hit enemy, blah blah blah. Blood Leech passive, you damage. This is also advantageous, like ability. Passive, when you damage an enemy, 3% of the damage done gets added to your life force. Ooh, that's really good when I'm attacking. Rejuvenation, the dragon's passive health regeneration is 4.1%. That's fantastic. Warlock, Malfortune acquisition. And then there's the Ziffer Dragon, the Purifying Flames. On activation, your fire is restored. Hi, Pug. Yeah, once I get the game, I can I'll do that now. I can't. I'm not very good at. I can't see how well it actually is. Just let me know how that is. Alright, so there's advantage, which of course does that. Target. Two targets. What? Oh. No. Actually, I'm gonna play as the I'm gonna play as a mountain dragon. Perfect.
Thousands of years ago, Sigurd I built incredible engines of war, and with them forged an empire. The emperor married and sired many children.
No problem.
He even had a love child with mysterious Aurora, an ancient dragon in a woman's guise. Once united, peace was declared in Rivellon, and bloodshed soon forgotten. But Sigurd's realm of peace was shattered when his own sons and daughters rose against him. War returned with a vengeance, and annihilation reached new heights. Desperate to safeguard Sigurd's legacy, the wizard Maxos sought the help of the one child that never betrayed his father, Sigurd and Aurora's son, the half-dragon prince. He would be the one to save the empire from ruin, and to aid him in his quest, Maxos delivered unto him the imperial command ship known as the Raven. This is the story of Maxos and the dragon. This is the story of the Dragon Commander.
Ooh, I like this. I'm liking this so far a lot. The Raven. Alright, so guys, this is the Dragon Commander. Revlon Times, this is the newspaper. There are different functions. The Emperor's political popularity among dwarves, elves, lizards, imps, and undead. From my understanding from looking at this, undead are mainly people who are very religious. Imps are people who are very, I don't know, technological. So if it involves technology, they'll go for that. Lizards are very liberal people. Elves, they usually tend to disagree with the undead because their political views are approach opposite of the undead. And then there's the dwarves, which are pretty conservative people to a degree. But they tend to, as I understand it, the dwarves tend to disagree with everybody. So siblings vie for the throne, no quarters given. On the proclaimed war is punishment from the gods. The decades of peace ends upon bloody battlegrounds, and the war raged with terrible contraptions, elves, lizards, and horrified imps delighted. Of course imps would be delighted, because they get to see things blow up. Gold prices skyrocketed. War not all bad, say dwarves. Yes, those are the only two factions that actually benefit from war.
Welcome, noble dragon, to the Raven. This wonder of engineering. This miracle wrought in magic that has a living demon for a heart.
Alright. This is that wizard that was being talked about in the lore.
Between the knowledge I shall pry from this infernal creature's cryptic mind and the avalanche of tomes, manuscripts, and blueprints aboard awaiting study, we will catch up with our enemies in no time and claim back the lands they have taken by force. Our task is monumental.
I know this is a different pace from
we will not have to face it alone.
Sniper Elite 3,
Two
but
famed generals are
sometimes
here
that
already,
game can take a long time, because it took me 2 hours to do that game right and do it stealthily. It would take me even longer if I didn't want to do stealth.
I have furthermore enlisted the service of Grumio, an imp of devilish cunning that can fashion anything my research will uproot. Already he has created you a wonder he calls a jetpack. Talk to these men, get your bearings, and begin your conquest. Good luck, dragon. May the divines be with you.
Find Maxis in the Royal Chamber and Grumio in the Engineering Bay. Alright, let's go to the bar so I can get drunk.
And there we have it, I suppose. The dragon son of a monarch deposed. Rightful heir to the throne, even if he was born out of wedlock. I am Lord Edmund Augustus III, Duke of Hawknest Hall. I'd add at your service, but I don't think we're quite there yet.
Soon,
To be perfectly honest, I'd normally entertain the idea of lending my expertise to your cause as curtly as I'd consider attending a dwarven opera. But not unlike my fellow general, it is Maxos's backing of this enterprise that has me intrigued. You have doubt's benefit, dragon. Let's see how far it takes you.
Oof. I sense a lot of distrust in you, Edmund.
When one dwells among the highest echelons of power, where ambition runs thicker than blood, distrust is your best friend, as is its brother, caution. In your case, though, the waters of misgiving run somewhat deeper. You are, after all, but a half-dragon. They call your kind dragon knights to lend an air of nobility to a lowly mixed breed. Not many make the distinction, even, but the crucial difference is impurity. Human ancestry taints your being, for humanity and weakness are two sides of the same tuppence I drop in beggars' hats. A bastard twice are you, my lord. Bastard born and bastard bred. Only that it was bound to happen, for when an emperor weakens, his empire weakens with him. Now a litter of dogs is fighting for the throne, so maybe their dragon half-brother can walk away with it.
So that was Sigmund. He is one of the lizards, and I don't care for Sigmund himself. He seems like an absolute douchebag. But the ambassador of the lizards is actually pretty nice.
Greetings, sire, sprung from kings. I am Grumio, son of Gromio, an imp of good and honest standing. Your technician, shall I be, if it pleases you. Your engineer and architect. I hope you'll like my jetpack. It is my gift to you, to keep without recompense, for gladly shall I remain aboard this wondrous ship to tinker and toy, hammer and hew. She is special, this vessel, filled with wonders undiscovered. The wizard, he feels it too. The taste, the tingle of mystery. Oh, to unlock its secrets.
Alright, how come you know so much about all this technology
Well,
stuff?
my lord, when your good father and Maxos first started to conquer the world with their fancy machines, we Emps were mesmerised. None of us cared if we were being drafted into a strange warlord's empire, for if those were the weapons he wielded, we were all ready to welcome him with open arms. By golly, were we ever.
Yeah.
Steam-driven giants on land, on sea, even in air.
See, I told you,
Oh,
these
ecstasy.
imps are very
Such
war-driven as well as
wonders,
the
such
dwarves.
ingenuity and jeepers, what can
I told you.
Ever since then, some 30 years hence, us imps have dedicated our existence to the advancement of these delightful machines. Now, before those blessed days arrived, people regarded us as eccentric gnomes taken to experimenting with flame, gas and liquid like so many charlatan alchemists. But, those days are over. We are scientists now, famed and fortuitous. And truth be told, though, we've never quite given up our love for all things combustible. Rather on the contrary. Not that you mind, do you, my lord? We'll forge like not even a dwarf can, my lord.
So this is the upgrades area. We can use our research points to do as we wish. We have we need to acquire the unit before we can acquire this upgrade. We need to get a juggernaut. We also need to get an ironclad, which is a C unit. Troopers, spoil of war. Troopers can now take over enemy buildings. Multiple troopers, capture them quicker than one. Trooper enhanced engines. Grenadier imp binoculars. That'll be pretty good. I don't know what to get. I kind of want to get an ironclad, but those aren't going to be useful for now. I will, however, I don't know. Binoculars are pretty good because the attack range can go up, which will benefit me. I'll also get the yeah, I'll get the spoils of war, and then I'll get one advanced. I'll get the armor. Now to the royal chamber. I'm actually gonna take a quick break right here before I continue. I will be right back. Don't go away. I will be like, what, not even 5 minutes, so hang around, you guys. I'll be right back. And I am back. Let's talk with this guy.
Never hesitate to seek my counsel, Dragon Knight. Tirelessly I study and question, in the knowledge that my discoveries will make you the mightiest dragon ever to have soared the skies. We too shall unite dragons' daring with wizards' wisdom. Nothing shall stand in your way.
Tell me about the War Peace Maxes. How did we get where we are now?
That is quite a tale, my friend, so bear with me. Since the dawn of time, beautiful Rivellon has been a stage of bitter rivalry, strife, and war. Haughty humans, all too lofty lizards, dogged dwarves, erratic elves, irrational imps, dogmatic undead, and yes, wayward wizards even, couldn't forego the time it takes for the moon to wax and wane without turning to fresh violence. Peace. The word itself hardly had a meaning. It was an abstract. Until after long and dark ages, 3 men decided they had had enough. I was one of them. The other 2 were your father Sigurd, and an eccentric inventor known only, even by us, as the Architect. We knew war would continue everlasting, unless one king would stand up, conquer all feuding factions, and unite the manifold battling races under the banner of a single world-spanning empire. It was the Architect who provided us with the answer to the question how on earth we would go about enacting such an unparalleled enterprise. He said he had ways and means to provide your father, a battle-hardened warlord in his own right, with engines of war such as the world never saw. Technology, that was the solution. For if we could go to war with weapons so vastly superior as to be unstoppable, every opponent would have to yield before our onslaught. Where the Architect obtained his strange knowledge from, he never wished to reveal. But in truth, Sigurd and I cared little for his mysterious ways. For whatever the source, our plans worked like a charm. And in a matter of years, Rivellon was ours. Yes, we had done it. We had created our empire, and your father became its first and so far only ruler. For a few precious decades, peace had finally taken on a meaning. It was a bright flash, all too quickly extinguished along the tenebrous continuum of time.
You know, that sounds exactly what happened with the Roman Empire. They conquered everything and made peace by war. But it all fell apart because the Emperor got assassinated. Well, Emperors kept getting assassinated. And the Roman Empire fell apart and fractured into many pieces. And now, many years later, we had World War II. And because of war, we had to make peace, and now we've had peace ever since. From your tale, I gather the mighty empire was created. So how come it fell so quickly?
Long have I asked myself that question. Yet the answer is as simple as it is obvious. Human nature. Love, jealousy, anger, grief. All of these emotions proved more fatal to the stability of peace than 100,000 war machines could. You see, Sigurd, the Architect, and I remained close friends after our quest had come to completion. But then, one fateful day, a woman of unequaled beauty arrived at court. After but a glance, there wasn't a man's heart in the room, not aching for even her mildest attention or a most fleeting caress. Your father, though married, courted her, as did the Architect. For myself, I'd admit I'd given up the very secrets of magic in return for her love, but I knew rivalry could only lead to misery. And so it did. For bitter rivals my 2 friends became, and when in the end Sigurd was the one to win her affections, The architect left the palace with such hatred in his eyes as to strike me as diabolical. A year their secret liaison lasted. 1 year your father and beautiful Aurora were happy together. Then suddenly she died. And it took me a long time to find out she did so at the hand of the architect. Sigurd never knew. He was destroyed by grief. The mighty warlord withered, and with him, the soul of his empire flickered like a candle in the breeze, until his own children blew it out forever, and hacked to pieces the land that was to have been his legacy.
Whoa, 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 wait. Aurora is my mom? How come I never heard about this character
Though
before?
I said I noticed from the beginning her beauty was of such perfection as to be supernatural, I soon discovered she was indeed more than human, and that the enchanting guise we saw her in was but a mask. Behind it lurked the dragon.
Ooh.
Yes, she was one of the ancients, interested in the ways of the infinitely lesser creatures we nevertheless call civilized. She was intrigued by Sigurd, his war machines, and his empire. It led her to his castle, to a brief spell of passion, and ultimately, her downfall.
So, it seems that my father was held in low regard by some abroad the Raven. Why is that?
No one in Rivellon, save for you, Sigurd, the architect, and I, know of Aurora, and how her death affected your father. As far as most are concerned, he was a great hero, who all too soon fell prey to indulgence, sloth, and alcohol, which lost him the affection of his children, and in time started the war. They are wrong, but truth will be revealed one day. Rest assured that when we finish our conquest, and I can spend some leisure time in peace, I will write his history, and yours too. Everyone shall know the tragedy that befell him, and how his son, by the woman he loved, rose to save an empire.
Alright, so this so far makes sense. So, where is the architect
Promise I
now?
will tell you in due time. For now, I must keep silent. Please, don't press me any further on the subject.
Fine. Well, what is our true end goal then, Maxis?
In a few words, victory and destruction. First, we must vanquish all warring rivals for the throne.
Sergeant Pug.
Then
Have
we
a good
must
evening.
undo the technology that enabled them to go to war in the first place. We will rekindle the Empire of Peace your father founded, and be rid of the apparatus that might threaten it once more.
Alright, let's see what our research
My
has
privilege,
yielded.
Commander.
Oh, so I need a research points for this too. Alright, so let's go back to the bridge. See what this does for me. So, Henry.
Let me tell you right of the bat, bastard, that I hold you in very little regard. Your father may have been a great king once, but this last decade, a crowned pig would have played the part better. He became a vainglorious fool, a sloth, and a coward. No wonder then that his own children could amass armies unperceived and strike at the heart of a kingdom in a matter of days. He tried to run, but he failed, and they slew him where he stood. Now the realm has been shattered, and vultures are picking what they can from his corpse by means of new and terrifying war machines. I'd say all is lost, but Maxos insists you are to be the one, the hero, who will take back the land we've lost. Excuse me if I laugh in derision. Ha 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 ha!
Fair enough, I see your point.
Still, you are a dragon, I'll give you that. And of ancient blood. Prove to me you have the rocks to do undaunted battle, and perhaps my respect may still be yours.
Do you have a name, my good man?
Henry of the House of Lansford. More you needn't know.
Tell me about your colleague, the other general.
Edmund, he's called. A lizard of the House of Carcarus. In truth, I'd rather sleep with syphilis incarnate than have him aboard. But there's no denying his talent. He's as arrogant as he is astute, and as ingenious as he is insufferable. Why don't you offer him a word of welcome? I know I won't.
I have a name, you know, and it's not a bastard.
Aye, and you have titles as well, but none of them king, as yet. I'll address you with the right regard the day you prove worthy of it.
I have great water. Oh, that's so... I feel so good to drink some cold water. I'm so glad I have a mini fridge right by my computer. So with that, I shall take my leave. That guy there is probably the he's probably the one that's flying this majestic beast of a ship. And who the heck are you? No, seriously, who the heck are you? I think I probably won't find out as you walk off screen. You might be one of the other drivers, I guess, or flyers, I guess. I don't know. And what the heck is that? I have no idea what those chairs are. Maybe they rotate. Maybe they rotate to see the map better. I guess. I don't know.
Is there even more you require? Is there even more you require of me? I'm a general, not a nanny.
Yeah, you are. Yeah, you're my nanny. If you shall be a nanny, if my desires so say. If I ever have kids, you're the first person I say that I am going to make my nanny. Is that what I want to do? Oh, how do I purchase? Oh. So I have no... So I have a cost capacity of 4. I am going to build two warlocks, a grenadier, and no. Okay, grenadier it is then, and then I can buy a trooper. Yes. So this is kind of like a turn-based strategy game. Okay. Dead Emperor's bastard Sean Gretsch, where's your backing? All quiet on the front. Surrender while you can, Commander. Enemy now transports troops over the sea. From Admiral Mistrust in Max's returns introduces Emperor to chemical warfare. Oof. I wonder if there's anyone else around.
Yes, Commander?
What's your take on the war
Got
situation?
to load the cannons before you fire them, Commander. Just like we've some conquering to do before we can assess the situation. So hey, don't let me stop you. Which one do you have? He's a slimy kid who happens to excel at warfare. I once met a lizard who went to school with him when he was but fresh from the eggshell. Told me he'd always been like that. Smart as a whip, but a loner too. Hopelessly assured that he is better than everybody else, and has 10 brains for every one that we have. Worst part is, he may well have. But don't you ever tell him I said that.
So you admit that he might actually be right and that his suspicions that he's actually quite smart actually leads you to be right.
Commander? A rather premature question, wouldn't you agree? Anyone? He is a bull that holds a general's rank, Commander. All balls and no brains, I dare say. But one can't deny the efficacy of his methods. I'm told he wasn't always given to such impetuousness in his actions. But with the coming of that prosthetic arm of his, came a change of character too. I'd conclude there's more to him than meets his good eye. Were I not quite so certain his psychological depths run as shallow as a guppy pond.
Fair enough. Alright, we're at our first battle. Let's go see what this is about. Alright, let's see how this goes. It can't be all bad. Let's build a battle forge there and a war factory.
Recruits, Commander. We're out of recruits, Commander. Anything for the Empire.
You found me, did you?
The Emperor shows us the way.
On the trail.
Let's get started, Commander. Now, to navigate your camera, simply use the movement keys. To look around, hold the middle mouse button and move your mouse in the direction you want to look.
Okay.
To command a unit to move somewhere, left-click on the desired unit to select it, and right-click on the destination you want it to go to. You can select multiple units by holding the left mouse button and dragging a selection rectangle around them. Right-click to make them go somewhere, or unselect them by clicking left.
Okay, so I can do that.
I see you've selected a building. When you select a building, a menu appears which allows you to create new units. Here I've selected a battle forge, which allows me to create troopers and/or grenadiers. To build a new unit, you are a dragon, aren't you, Commander? So you'll want to turn into one and aid your troops in combat. To turn into a dragon, press the Dragon Morph button, which will allow you to materialize at the current camera location. To move your dragon, use your movement keys, and to move in a certain direction, just point your mouse in the direction you want to go to. To navigate rapidly over the battlefield, hold the Jetpack button, which will make you speed across the terrain. To attack an enemy unit, click on it with the left mouse button and barrage it with fireballs. To dodge enemy projectile,
be their destiny. All right, all right.
Float like a butterfly, sting like a bee.
the enemy can build troopers now. It'll be built in a jiffy. Construction in progress.
No, it's a trap! You found me, did you?
Now for some advanced techniques, Commander. It is possible for you to control your units while you're in dragon form.
I'm just learning this.
You can select units in your direct vicinity by pressing the assigned key. Here, for instance, I've selected a group of units and indicated that they need to go and capture that shipyard over there, while I fly off to do something else, like shooting these annoying troopers. There are many shortcuts in Dragon, Commander, and it pays to learn them all. Factory completed. I'm going. Be on guard, Commander. Enemy hunters are about to be deployed. There's no reason to doubt your insight, sir. We're in a world of hurt here. impossible, Commander. Catch as catch can. We're under attack, but we will hold our ground.
Yay! That was easy. This is fun. It's actually a lot of fun. I have a feeling that at some point I'm gonna have to fight the architect. I don't know. That was easy. Our man aboard the Raven made me wonder if Emperor can keep it up. Size matters. Enemy Grenadier range larger than ours. Grenadier grumbles. Dragon drop. A dragon's diet. Ooh. Oof. Oof. Total casualties of war 1,988. Oof. Oof. The Revlon Times Wartime Edition. Oof.
Great Dragon, glorious warlord. Once more you return from the battlefield red with the blood of slain adversaries. And let me tell you, these victories of yours have not gone by unnoticed. In fact, to my great satisfaction, another pair of dauntless generals has joined our company. 4 military masterminds are now on board, more than enough to start a campaign of conquest on a truly grand scale. No doubt you're as anxious to meet them as they are to meet you. So why don't you go to the throne room, where I've instructed them to await your arrival.
Between me, Grumio, and my generals, my cabinet is now complete?
Heavens no. You have the military firmly on your side. But civil emissaries too are bound to join our cause in due time. Indeed, I expect you'll be declared Emperor before long. Yes, you heard me correctly. Emperor. It is inevitable. People have heard of you. The Dragon. Their one hope of deliverance from war, oppression, and death. Soon hope will turn into confidence. And when ambassadors of the civilized races flock to the Raven, your political career will commence.
Oof.
You yourself will of course represent all humans.
Oh!
But the dwarves, elves, lizards, imps, and undead will want their say as well, and more.
I don't know what to do about this.
Let us worry
I
about
honestly
politics later. Today, it is your generals that count.
Let's see who these new generals are.
My Lord Dragon, allow me to present your team of generals. Edmund, you already know, but I now have the pleasure of introducing you to Her Highness Lady Catherine, Queen of Westbridge, and Scarlet, not noble of birth, but the more so of heart.
Aww.
We four have pledged we will stand by you in your conquest as a rightful heir to Revlon's throne. Bastard no longer, you shall be known as Commander, until the day comes that you shall be king.
Well, that's great.
All hail the dragon.
Hail! Hail!
Yes, well, hail.
Let's talk to you.
Yes, Commander. Seemed hardly proper to call you by that particular pet name on what was somewhat of an official occasion. But don't worry, I may still slip up once or twice, even though my respect for you is in fact growing. You've got a knack for bloody brutal battle, and faint heart never won fair victory.
Very well, I shall take my leave.
How's it hanging, Commander? I'm Scarlet, and you're a dragon, they tell me. Always wanted to ride one of those, though. A little hard to handle
Ooh,
on a
she's
horse.
feisty.
All part of the fun, though, I reckon. So give me a shout when I can take you for a spin.
Ooh, she's feisty. I like her. I like her a lot. You're a little bit of a kid, aren't you?
Treat me mean, I'll scratch your eyes out. Treat me well, and I'll purr like a kitten. Your choice, Commander.
Aww. I like her. She's actually kind of hot. Scarlet is actually kind of hot. I would actually date her.
I would say it is a pleasure to make your acquaintance, Commander. But as it stands, I must approach you with a bit of reserve. True, to know we have a dragon knight for a leader is a great relief. For such a grand creature inspires bravado in the many hearts that will have to be won so that we may overthrow the spreading dark. But then again, you are the offspring, the male offspring to boot, of a sorry line prone to decadence and corruption. The very line, in fact, that is responsible for the downfall of the Empire in the first place. Forgive me then if I do wonder, will this commander pass muster? Earn his wings? Earn his crown? Because they call us females the fairer sex. But in truth, we are also more cunning, resilient, refined, and downright intelligent. Give an empire a queen, I say, and it will be ruled. Give it a king, and it will become an afterthought. For like any man, he is content when both his belly and his bed are filled with a prize piece of tender flesh. No more.
Oh, so you're a crazy feminist. She's a crazy feminist. Yikes.
Men are simple creatures, Commander, and should therefore be in charge of simple things only.
It's going to take some getting used to, you know, to call you Commander. Verily, I was rather opposed to the notion, but Maxos in his infinite wisdom insisted we up the level of common courtesy toward you. Commoner would have done. Commander, though, it shall be.
You like to talk down to people, don't you?
As much as it is in the eagle's nature to look down upon the world in hunt of lesser creatures, it is my genius that makes me soar high above all others. Lesser creatures indeed.
But you're a lizard, not a dragon or an eagle. And lizards actually, if I remember correctly, are actually quite down to the ground. In fact, lizards, generally speaking, in real life, lizards are actually quite small. And for you, this game is actually a little bit of everything. Actually, it's actually very good. So what this game actually is, it's a game called Dragon Commander, and it has an element of real-time strategy. because when you get into a battle, you're in a real-time strategy gameplay, but it also has a element of turn-based strategy, and it has a very nice mix of politics with your generals and your emissaries. I'll show you in a second here, but I mean by that.
Do I reside?
I'm just gonna talk about generals here,
no
and then I'll show you exactly what I mean. But this game is very, very well done, and it is actually very unique. And I do not know any other game that has done exactly what Dragon
when
Commander
all around
has.
you non-lizards, that is to say, inferiors, skitter and crawl like vermin.
Yeah, you're the one to talk. Lizards are pretty much firm. Jeez.
I am a solitudinarian, for my nature makes me so. And when I do have contact with those I loathe, inevitably I talk down to them, as it is impossible to communicate on a level of equality when there is none to be had.
Fine, I shall take my leave. Because you're a jerk. I don't like jerks. Boo! But I like Scarlet. Scarlet is nice. I don't know what the abbreviation for ME3 is. ME3, what? What are you talking about?
It's wondrous, my lord. Wondrous. The Raven, she speaks to me in my dreams. She tells me fantastic things, newfangled and new formed. I can make them all for you if you provide the right resources.
Alright. So the Raven, the ship, it sings?
Indeed she does, my lord. A soft voice sings inside my head. But only when I'm in the land of eyes shut and mind at rest.
I actually have not played Mass Effect ever.
She guides me to glory. Shows me things not even wizards could dream of.
Alright, so soft voice, yeah. Yeah, you're a crazy little gnome, aren't you? I guess you're not a gnome, you're what you call it? An imp, that's it. Imp. So our goal is to win the war, then destroy all things you have created. You know that, right?
Yes, but don't remind me. My heart bleeds just thinking about it. Oh, but I must be like a chef, don't I? I must create delicate wonders. Impeccable blends of perfection in the knowledge they must all turn into wretched clumps of waste destined for the sewer. It's a thankless thing I do, but I must remind myself the fun lies in creation, not completion. Can't be helped, my lord.
Alright, let's take a look at research.
Like not even a dwarf can.
Okay, so there's not much to be had here, really. Not yet, anyways. It does seem like it's a very good idea. I'm gonna see what I can do with the world. I don't know. Yeah, I know you're Cajun. I know that for a fact. Alright, let's go see what I can do with this. Actually, no, before I do this, because I do need to get some transports to get to some of the islands, so I am going back to the engineering bay to get some transports, because that is what I need to get to those islands. Those islands will definitely be a benefit to me, and it will be necessary. Those transports will be necessary for me to get. So therefore, I am going to get the transport so I can build them. It won't be immediate, but yeah, there's no cards to be played yet. I'm going to build a transport. Yes. A transport, a grenadier. And a trooper, because that's what all I can afford at the moment. Let's sail over here. Going to invade this because it's on. Oh no, it is guarded. Never mind. Crap. YOLO. I'm gonna leave one trooper in here. Oh, it's not even built yet. Oh yeah, it is built. It was built this round. Let's go to battle then. I have a 79% chance. Yeah, I'll take it. Ready. There we go. So the only casualty on my side was a trooper, but that's about it. I could. Not that loud. Famed generals are flocked to the banner. 6.5 dozen together. Total casualties of war 3,788. The old feudal system versus the new empire. A generalist dissemination. Yes, dissemination is imitation not its sincerest form of learning. Emperor asks the enemies as he flatters them with an imitation of their transporter ship.
Ah, Commander. No doubt you've had an eventful and successful day so far. But don't rest on your laurels just yet. For I'm here to inform you the councillors have arrived.
I thought I could rest.
The ambassadors of the races whom you'll have to duel and deal with in the political arena. Such is both the prerogative and the burden of an emperor to be.
If I'm having trouble hearing, you could turn down your volume. I don't know.
You may think your first duty is that of conquest, to bring the war to as swift an end as possible. But I'm afraid there is much more to being a monarch than military matters alone. As a commander, as an emperor, you'll have to constantly endeavor to find that delicate balance between your roles as strategist and statesman, for the one necessarily influences the other. Now, you may consider it strange that some will worry about the price of bread,
this is something I could not do with my laptop, so I think I'm doing pretty well.
Machines of war threaten the existence of the very realm. But if you give it a moment's further thought, this is only logical. We may find ourselves trapped amid a conflict of gargantuan proportions. But that does not mean the average man worries most about feeding his family, about the little things that make for a happy life. And when you have been given an empire, Commander, you have to be responsible for every matter, every obstacle, every creature, great and small. This may seem daunting, but I have never, and never will doubt for even an instant, that you of all people will rise to the occasion.
Alright, let's go meet my people.
Aha! Shush, everyone, shush! Here comes the long-awaited commander. The dragon that would deliver us from vile usurpers. The one deserving heir to
I do like that look
throne.
of that fox. Where's that wolf? I don't know. Is that a fox? Wolf?
Let me cut right to the chase, Commander, for I'm not a man who takes pride in his word. You see, as
Honored to meet you, Commander. I welcome.
Let me lower the music.
Your humble servant. Well, Commander. if elves were the only race to have become what they misnomer civilized, this globe and all upon it would exist in a paradise of such perfection, the gods need not create for us a heaven. Such, alas, is the fiction, not the reality. Others, less scrupulous in the handling of natural beauty, have risen to prominence. They hack and mine, blast, drain, and usurp. As much as we can, we condemn and attempt to stop their misguided endeavors. We are the Green Mothers, unwavering paladins, and it is our fondest desire you, Commander, will join our ranks. Defend nature, and defend the little man, for they will in turn defend you. A happy people, one with the wilds, will fight for its country with redoubled zeal. To that effect, I hope we'll have your backing.
Yeah, so you're pretty much like the Green Party of Canada, then.
May the Seven be praised now that we have found our champion and our emperor. May the fire of the dragon obliterate every heretic in its way. May the light of the gods illuminate your soul. The highest. We are the chosen of the Seven, Commander. We are those that have known death, have walked its black shores, but then
how's this? I did lower the volume, so you should be able to hear me now. Better, I hope. I don't know.
You think you are alive now, Commander, but you are not. You are but in the phase of flesh. Yet if you are devout and sweat in service of the Seven, you too, after the Dark Mother has lulled you to sleep, may be plucked from the dales of shadow and given the perpetuity of the bone. Do well by the gods, Commander, and you'll do well by us, as well as all in the realm. We have many proposals to that effect, which I will bring before you in due time. So say I, Yorick, humble servant of the Seven.
By the powers vested in me by the great lizard lords, I, Prospera, endorse your newfound emperorship. Oh, sorely we are in need of a dragon commander.
This, I used to play this a long time ago, but from the last time I played, this, the Dragon Lizard Ambassador was actually my favorite, because she actually, it seemed to me that she actually made the most sense. So I will actually take her guidance more than others. And she's actually got big boobies. I will mention she actually has pretty big boobies compared to everyone else. Well, I mean, she's not beautiful. Well, she's beautiful, but not Scarlet beautiful. But she's still got big boobies. Tell me about you. Tell me about more about your kind.
People that make great demands, Commander. We simply hold many a thing dear without succumbing to the excess of it. The dwarves revere their gold to such an extent it becomes a fetish. Elves abide so strictly by nature they become her slaves. We like gold, for it is an economical mast. We like nature, for she sustains us. Yet none of the two we idolize. Reason and liberty, those are our bywords. Territories we defend valiantly. Territories, alas, easily encroached upon, for emperors tend to curtail them. Our ideal is therefore not a monarchy, but a republic. Think on that, Commander, as you pursue the throne.
Go for it.
By Grumio's gadgets, it's a pleasure indeed to shake hands with you, Commander. Your technician is my nephew, don't you know? And I am Trinculo Shortfuse, son of Trunculo Even Shorter Fuse. Praise be the dragon.
I like him. Your technician is my nephew, don't you know? And I am Trinculo Shortfuse, son of Trunculo Even Shorter Fuse. Gee, I wonder how they got their names. Trinculo Shortfuse, Trunculo Even Shorter Fuse. Hey, my fuse is even shorter than yours. That's what she said. I'm sorry, I couldn't help it, but I can't help it. That has a reference to how the timing of an explosion, just because they're imps, and imps like big things that explode. So a short fuse, but this is an even shorter fuse, so we don't have to wait as long to make it explode. Boom!
Ha! You want gizmos? You want imps. You want the unthinkable? You want imps. You want great, big, loud, bright fire explosions? Lords above, it's imps you want. We live for all that is new and shiny.
I like him.
The old, we blow it up. The new, we study it for a while before we blow it up. Why? Because there's always something even newer waiting around the corner. Science, Great Dragon, never sits still. Try, investigate, experiment. And with a bit of luck, boom! Ha ha ha! A bigger bang than ever. On a more serious note though, Commander, science is indeed our passion. And we hope that under your rule, we will be free to explore its limits. Damn the gods, for there are none, and damn petty morality, for it is a brake on progress. Back us, and we'll craft you miracles.
I like him. I mean, for me, the elf and the undead, they seem to go hand in hand because one is very nature orientated and the other one is religious. I do have some religious tendencies, but I'm not a fanatic over it. Apparently, at the end of this game, you can actually make it to the end of the game, and you can actually make the undead wife yours and turn her into a human. But I'm not gonna go down that road because I actually like the lizards more. Although if I can get Scarlet as my wife, I will take that opportunity. Even though I doubt it, it'll be either the imp or the lizard. Even though the dwarf is actually better economically. For economics, go for the dwarves. You want science, you go for the imps. You like diplomacy, you go for the lizards. You like religion, you go for the undead. You like nature, you go for the elves. That's the way it goes. This to me kind of seems like the political spectrum with the right and left wing. With the undead and the elf being very right wing, the dwarf being center right, the lizard being center left, and the imp being very left, because they just like explode. Oh, the imps just like science. The imps are just kind of unknown. I don't know where the imps stand on the political spectrum. But let's go to the engineering bay to say, Grumio, I met your father, or nephew.
Schematic in those
Nephew that make him his grandpa.
They will require a lot of resources. And resources cost a lot of dwarves' delight. That is to say, gold. Without delay, my lord.
Alright. I could go with the no, I can't make enhanced explosions. Not yet. I can't do anything yet. I don't have enough science points in general. Although I am going to say hello to Scarlet again, see if she has a well.
You have a noble countenance about. We are not a people that.
I'm gonna say hi to Scarlet.
Remember, Commander, when a dwarf bleats black and an elf whines white, don't be afraid to tell them they can go sod themselves with a fire iron and choose whatever color bloody well pleases you. Treat councillors like you would obstinate children, or you'll get nothing done around here.
I like her. When dwarves bleats black and the white elf whines white, black and white. No, I like black. No, I like white. Black is better. No, white is better. And then an imp comes, and that keeps going back and forth until an imp comes by and blows both of them up. Yeah.
So they have arrived, the politicians. I thought I caught a whiff of hypocrisy. Better watch your back, Commander.
I thought he caught a whiff of hypocrisy. It's true. That is basically what politics is hypocrisy, isn't it?
Here was me thinking the pea-brain parade had arrived for your after-dinner entertainment, but no. Turns out it's the council. I sincerely hope those filthy creatures stay well away from me, and that the one noble among them, esteemed Prosperer, suffers as little interaction with them as possible.
You have a noble countenance about you, Commander.
No, it's not like she really has a choice in the matter, does she? Wait, what are the cards? Oh, those are combat cards. Okay, never mind. Alright, let's fight them. I'm gonna participate in this battle. Alright, this is the real-time strategy stuff. So what you saw here was the turn-based strategy game stuff. Now, with this, you have options. There's the you can choose to fight with the Imperial Army, which means your units right here will fight. Or you can choose one of your generals to fight for you. But as you can see, it changes depending on the commander because they all have different traits. Catherine, for example, has wage of 5, but she is very fearsome, and naval specialties, but I don't have any naval units, so that's kind of useless. Edmund, Auto Resolve, has a tactical genius, an offensive one. His wage is 8, and but Henry, he's slightly better because he, instead of having, he has a ferocity, he's ferocious and has a specialty of medium heavy units. I have a medium and a light, so but I have 2 medium units, so he has a specialty towards those. Scarlet has a defensive perk, which works well for this, a little bit better for this, but yeah. But using the Imperial Army auto resolve is gonna be a terrible idea. So if I don't go into battle, I will probably lose this. So with that said, I am going to fight this. So from here, I have Acid Blaze, Blood Leech, and Rejuvenation. Alright, and now we fight. And this is where the real-time strategy part comes in. It's a big part of the game. Just like the real-time strategy stuff. Welcome to the real-time strategy piece.
Rock and roll, baby!
I am going to send you over here. This is the landscape. I like it very much.
That's impossible, Commander.
I will drench their torn banner in blood.
Construction in progress.
Cover me with death if I should fail. Ready for the Blitzkrieg.
No mountain can stop us! Big guy coming through.
That's impossible, Commander. Wall factory.
See ya. Die. This is actually really fun game. Now they can't build any more units. Fantastic. And I didn't lose a single unit. Which works for me. Dragon Knight declared Emperor. Wayne Glovechild is Empire's last hope. Emperor accused of war crimes and latest victories. Investigation could take years. Emperor denies all charges. The Emperor, dark secrets and white lies. Ooh, there's that black and white thing again. Total casualties of war, 3,972. That's not very many. Alright, every decision you make regarding your council, your generals and your queen will have... can have a queen? Will have consequences. Decisions and will generate cards and or gameplay. Disadvantages, and furthermore influence the personal stories of general and queens.
What
Yes.
a sorry excuse for a general Henry is. Drunk as a dwarf again, going on and on about his lost arm. The more liquor disappears down his throat, the more he can still feel it. Wish he had a phantom tongue instead of a phantom limb. The place would be so much quieter.
I don't care.
Commander, it is imperative that we should win the war. For our enemies are godless heathens in need of annihilation. To hasten this process, I therefore propose we introduce conscription. For why have young, able-bodied men sit around or do menial tasks when they could be serving in your armies instead? Commander, it is imperative that we...
Commander, even the most peace-loving elf won't deny that in these dark times of war, allowances have to be made which we would otherwise condemn. Conscription, though, goes too far. Let those that wish to fight for our cause do so, but let's not force men away from their families if they feel it is their duty to stand by them.
Conscription may have somewhat of an ill ring to it, Commander, but it might be worth consideration nonetheless. There's not a dwarf that won't take up his axe for the Empire, but elves! A three-fingered man could number their volunteers on one hand. Time to get these weaklings into shape.
I don't think conscription is a very good idea, Commander. Not only should a life of soldiery be an individual's choice rather than an obligation, but by drafting so many young men into the army, you're draining our economical reserves. So please don't forget your political obligations because of your military ones.
Here's an imp's perspective, Commander. More soldiers equals bigger battles, and bigger battles equals more explosions. Win-win. Granted, it's a bit of a simplistic perspective, but imps will have their fun, you know.
Here's my thought on it, right? Conscription is a dumb law, but it doesn't tell the whole story. In fact, I actually think there's a better way to do it. There is something called... I forget what... I don't know actually what it's called, but basically what the whole... basically what it entails is... whenever you serve, like everybody who starts out is a civilian, And when you join the military, you become a military, and you become a citizen of your country. So people who serve in the military become citizens, and citizens of your country will have more perks than a civilian who has not served in the military. I think that for me is a better approach and a better incentive for people to join the military than a conscription. Now, whether conscription is a good thing, well, let's see. He wants conscription. Doesn't. Does he?
Conscription may have.
Yeah, he wants conscription. 2 for conscription. He does. The elf doesn't want conscription. So 3 out of 5 of them do want conscription. 1, 2, and 3. 1 and 2. Here's the thing. Do I really want? Because conscription is a tough one. I really don't know where to stand on this. I'm gonna come back to this and think on it for a second.
Well, 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 the Dragon Commander himself. Come, sit, drink with me. Yeah, I know what you're thinking. He's had a few too many. But you'd take to the right too if you had an imp apparatus for an arm. Never told you how I came by this eyesore, did I? 'Twas during the great and glorious last stand to save the Empire. Horseshit. We fought like lions so that the king, your bloody father, could scarper with what riches he could hold. But my soldiers did their duty. They died where they... Not that any of it mattered. The king's head was shown decorating a stake. Like star crowns will the pines come midwinter night. Defeat. Bah. Luckily, a touch of the malt can relieve its bitter taste. You have the respect of Maxos, and that certainly speaks in your favor. But you'll need to come a long way yet to prove unto me you're not just another pampered prince he yanked away from his mother's teat. So what'll you have then? Mead or milk?
I'll take some mead.
Triumph begets triumph, it seems. There's just no stopping you, is there? If you wish. He's in a class of his own, there's no doubt about it. A brilliant mind, but in my opinion, a flawed one as well. He styles himself as superior to everyone else, and that would be just fine if he weren't a man. Or a bigot.
Ooh. Ooh.
I have many friends and enemies that are dwarves or elves or imps, and never have I seen evidence the one is inherently more smart or stupid than the other. In Edmund's mind, though, we are all on par with cattle, which is simply infuriating. If you wish. He's in a class of his own that I have met, if you wish. General Henry is the typical man who thinks of himself as an alpha male, whereas he is, of course, an alpha mongrel. He has the refinement of an inbred orc, and the manners to match, but he is a more than adequate officer once the trumpets herald war. Indeed, if he were a bit less brazen and a bit more calculated in his conduct, he might well come to rival Eerie Edmund. I'm cautiously optimistic. Stand fast, don't back down, and we may get there in the end.
Commander, it is...
really don't know. I'm trying to get some help with this. Sorry if it's taken me a while to get this decision. Well, the most people that are responding to my question say that I should enact conscription, so it is a yes.
Bravo, Commander. Nothing like fresh blood to reinvigorate the military. A lot of it will be spilled, yes, but in service of the Seven, that is an honor, not a sacrifice.
You are too harsh a man, Commander. Think about the consequences of conscription. There will be cases of conscientious objection, desertion, thereby execution. So much drama for the sake of a few extra soldiers.
Good. Fair's fair, Commander. Oberon and his kin deserve to make a bit of an extra effort, and if they don't make for good cannoneers, at least they'll make for proper cannon fodder.
I think you're making a mistake, Commander, but so be it. A generation will march to war. How many will return, I wonder?
Wonderful. I knew you'd be swayed by the arithmetic of detonation. A child could do the math, and a child would be equally delighted by the outcome.
What a sorry excuse for a general.
Alright, let's see how well this works. Let's see how well this does. I hope I do well. I don't know. Let's find out. Let's find out how well this works.
We need more recruits, Commander.
Alright.
Firing up.
I got a few warlocks. I should hold it for a bit.
That's impossible, Commander. Absolutely.
Oh, that's my timer. Okay, I see it. Fair enough. I really want this. So I can make her gold.
Construction in progress. Construction underway, Commander. We need more recruits, Commander.
I need more recruits.
My magic is charged. Firing up. Absolutely.
How far this will take me. Did it. Beat the odds. When popularity with a faction falls below 50%, support in their countries will dwindle. This will affect your gold and research income for this country and the amount of units you can build when in combat. Well, I got the majority, so...
I must say, I don't envy Edmund, Commander. He's to bow and scrape afore an imp of all things. If 'twere any other general, I'd publicly protest. But that conceited tosser deserves to kiss dust once in a while. Remind him he walks the earth just like the rest of us. Well, except you, perhaps.
Imps, Commander. Are they not truly the lowliest of all the races? Were it not for the hint of demon cunning in their blood, we most probably wouldn't speak to them as much as serve them for supper with a series of seasonal stuffings. As it is, however, the Lizard Lords have deemed it fit to strengthen the military cooperation between ourselves and those demoniacal dewdrops. I'd exhale an existential sigh upon the hearing of such folly, yet give it no further thought but for one devilish detail in the treaty. As Henry might say, Commander, I'd rather lick marmalade from an orc's behind than bow to an imp. My very reason for currying your draconic benevolence at this hour. Certainly I have your blessing to abstain from these grotesque formalities and tend to business rather than etiquette.
Oh, no, you didn't. Dang it, Emmett, I demand you go. I don't care to have you jumping through hoops. If a courtesy demanded, you must deliver upon it, such as the rules of diplomacy. It is not up for debate. Frickin' heck, you are the worst kind of person. Ugh, no. In fact, you will go and you will like it whether you like it or not. You will enjoy it and you will go on my behalf because that is what is deemed necessary.
Your wish, my command, at sorry cetera. But if there indeed be hoops, the snapping of little necks will be added to the ritual.
Yeah, you try that and you're fired.
Triumph begets triumph, it seems. There's just no stopping you. I'd say it's going well, but don't be afraid to be a little daring there, Commander. We need to push forward relentlessly or risk being driven, if you wish. She could stand to be a bit more ladylike in her ways, and many consider her resistance to authority counterproductive in a military setting. But she's wily as a wizard, and tough as mithril nails. Don't ask me why, but I have the feeling she's a troubled girl somehow. A girl, yes, hardly a woman as yet. None of my business, of course. She is here, and she's willing to fight for Rivellon. That's all that really matters.
Ah, to be in the thick of battle. With you calling the shots, it's a joyride rather than a jeopardy. As far as I can tell, our enemies are quaking firmly in their boots. Good sign as any, really. About whom, Commander?
Catherine, for
Bit
instance.
stuck up, ain't she? That's what a royal title will do to you. She used to be a proper queen and everything, with an entire country at her beck and call. How the mighty have fallen, eh? Me? I don't care for any of that rot. You got nothing. You got nothing to lose. About whom, Commander? Shifty son of a bitch, isn't he? Acting all high and mighty all the time, calling imps idiots, dwarfs dullards, that sort of thing. Makes you wonder if there's a single thing he's not intolerant of. About whom, Commander? Excellent chap, that one. Likes his jokes dirty and his liquor plenty. 2 peas in a pod, me and him. Well, on and off, that is. Can fight like a demon unleashed as well. Best to have him on our side.
Yeah. I'm gonna go to the engineering bay.
fie upon Edmund's pride, Commander. The Lizard Lords have granted him the honor of representing our mighty military on a diplomatic mission of utter import, and he gets his knickers in a twist because it comes with a spot of sacrament alien to our ways. I should think it would be good fun to attend an imp ceremony. Something is bound to blow up. Isn't that what the generals normally like?
I like her. See, this is why I respect her, because she's not afraid to look down upon Edmund when Edmund is a stuck-up son of a gun. And I like that because she's... yeah. I love her. I like her a lot. Yeah. I kind of want an academy, so I will wait. Again with the same place, eh? Let's go to battle then. I reckon I can equal even the score with a well-timed dragon attack. Let's do this.
Here's to you, sire! I've got big guns and I cannot lie. Cover me with death if I should fail. Big guy coming through. Ready for the blitzkrieg. In a straight line now. All is ours for the taking. We're getting pinned here.
Enemy grenadiers have been equipped with enhanced explosives. Yay! That was easy.
Come here, I'll fight ya. I'll fight ya. Emperor subjects general to impish humiliation. They tell you to roll over, you roll over. They tell you to roll over, you roll over. Yes. Emperor's victory parade deemed tacky at best. How you can survive the war? Yes. Oh, my opinion with the lizards went up again. Yay! Although the elves would be a little bit harder. But I don't care for elves. Oh, fun. Oh wait, there's Catherine at the front. What does she have to say?
It would seem Edmund has come back from his inspection duties among the imp armies already. I had expected tales of mayhem to precede his reappearance. In fact, I bet Henry the lizards and imps would be at war as soon as he set foot among them. But no. All the better, of course. Though a little disappointing.
Commander,
yes.
I am pleading here today on behalf of a dwarven miner who was cruelly left to his fate by his own kindred. An incident in the mines cost him his leg, and he is too poor to pay for a proper prosthetic one. Henry, your own general, could afford impish machinery, but the dwarves, who easily could as well, will not provide for their stricken fellow. Well, I say they should. Indeed, the state should. We can. So why not do so?
Just like diseases, accidents are simply punishments from the gods. If this misbegotten dwarf lost a leg, he probably took the Seven's names in vain, or forgot to say a prayer before dinner, and they saw it fit to make him attentive of his sin. Paying for his convalescence would be tantamount to forgiving his trespass, which only the gods have the least to do.
Commander, I am pleading here today on behalf of a dwarven...
No, yes.
If the state should pay for each and every work accident, for every broken nail and broken leg, we'll be paying through the nose. And it's your finances that'll be crippled. Mark my words, Commander. Listen to that bleeding heart elf, and the treasury will bleed the more for it.
Oberon's tale is a shocking one, Commander. If this miner suffered such a dreadful injury while working, then the mining corporation in charge should pay for his treatment. And if they won't or cannot, then yes, the nation should.
There are more with a prosthetic limb than without among us imps. Comes with the territory, I suppose. All those volatile war machines. Most of our top inventors have more metal than meat to them. And of course, it's only fair the government chips in where they can.
So 4 against 4. So I say yes.
The people deserve a kind emperor and a generous one.
So then you do forgive, and you do what is the prerogative of the Seven. Remember pride and fall, Commander. It's a long way down from the Raven.
But this will cost us millions! Once word gets out, every lazy bones in the land will feign a headache and cash a handout.
This decision will endear you in the hearts of many, and shame the dwarves for the neglect of their own brother. All in all, I'd say this has been a productive day.
I agree.
Thanks, Commander. Took about 100 imps a hand and a foot to get your jetpack in working order. So paying for a couple of metal fingers and toes is the least you can do in return, wouldn't you say?
Really? The way you learn.
Frightfully boring folk, those lizards, Commander. That general of yours held our high priest hostage with board games and chatter. Our engineers built a great tower just to blow it up again. A great gift for the envoy of our allies. But did he come and watch? No. Preferred conversation to combustion. What a nincompoop.
Commander, No doubt you rejoice at my swift return from the land of imps, that borough of blight, that cyst in civilization. Returned have I to more glorious heights. The gods I'd thank if I believed in any. Do forgive me if I appear exceptionally smug today, but I was very flattered, you see, to witness how my reputation precedes me even into the very crevices of the world. The imps had heard of my approach and my modicum of resentment for their rituals. I was therefore pleasantly surprised to be greeted with a cordial handshake no more. Yes, he was rather an agreeable chap, as a matter of fact. The High Priest, I mean. After the military inspection, we played chess and talked philosophy the night through. It goes without saying I won every game and lacerated his logic like an eagle its prey. But he was not as devoid of all intellect as I had expected his entire species to be. A comforting thought, somehow, knowing you trust them to strap explosive engines to your back.
Your latest victory was awe-inspiring, Commander. What a Which one do you have in mind? Well, I figured that between me and the Prissy Brigade that Catherine and Edmund form, someone a bit more down-to-earth would be a welcome addition to the group. And let me tell you, if someone likes to go down, it's Scarlet. She's a man-eater in the bedroom and a man-eater on the battlefield. Fast, feral, and ferocious. Oh, I'll get more intimately acquainted with her, Commander. You mark my words.
No, she is mine. I want Scarlet to be mine. I want her to be mine, not yours. You don't get her. You don't touch her. No, if I hear any words, if I hear anything coming from that bedroom, you'll end up with a prosthetic left arm.
Which one do you have? Bit of an ice queen, if you ask me.
Yeah.
Already called me names that'll make your mother blush, just because my eyes lingered a little along those curvy shapes of hers. But I'll defrost her yet. And in the meantime, we've got a cunning strategist on our side. A veteran of many a battle who has yet to learn the meaning of defeat. I think you've got things well in hand. Don't be too cocky, but don't hold back either. We're hot on the enemy's
I think I'll upgrade myself a little bit.
My studies have been highly interesting of late. Gladly.
Purifying flames. Fun. Alright, let's see where this gets off to. So what I wanted to do was build an academy. I could build a war factory. But I could build an academy. There, and then build a gold mine there. Crap, not want to do that. Build gold mine there. Seems there's nobody there. Let's take it. bonus. Okay, Scarlet, Henry, Henry's no, not Henry. Scarlet is my best bet so far. She has a very strong defensive bonus, and a light unit specialist. What do you expect? Hold on, guys. I'll be right. Oh, I just gotta do something very short. I won't leave. I just gotta plug in my laptop. Just like this. And bada bing, bada boom. Just like that, and I'm back on Discord.
Firing up.
There shall be a tavern!
That'd be a good place for a dock, to be honest.
Construction underway, Commander.
Yeah? I'd love some popcorn. I would absolutely love popcorn. Yum. My dear old mom brought me popcorn. Yum yum, popcorn. Can't say no to that, can ya? Can you now? Every cripple gets his date, even if it costs the treasury dearly. Huh. General has pleasant chat with a shaman. Never have we seen so direly insulted Tranquilo laments. He may travel faster, but he travels alone. Criticize strategists. Activists agree. Emperor must be a woman. Shocking pictures found on Raven. What? They better not be referring to Catherine. Not to lose cannon, enemy and control with latest invention. Appropriately named the Devastator. Ooh.
Typical of Catherine to get miffed over money. I don't care what they pay me as long as I get to brawl and booze.
When Catherine is out of sorts, there seems to be no escaping her ire, Commander. I do understand her, though. For whilst equality among the civilized races is not to be found, I do uphold that women are every bit as capable as men, provided they are lizards.
It's a step up. It's a step up for you.
Yikes, what a vixen! Can't dear old Cathy be happy with the wages she gets? Not like she has to cook or clean.
Listen here, Commander, for I have a matter of great import that I should like to bring to your attention. In the realm I ruled, that rule was absolute, as was that of my vassals, women all, of course. We concerned ourselves with matters of mastery and the mind. Men with all things menial, according to the natural order. On this ship, however, I find myself trapped amid so many cocks of the walk, the one more swollen with self-importance than the next, only to discover these pompous windbags actually earn more wages than Scarlet, Prospera, or I do.
Okay, your point.
If anyone, it is we of the superior sex who should sooner receive more silver and gold than those of the savage variety. You'll set right this iniquity, Commander, and you'll do it now. Good. So you should. And I hope this is the last of such nonsense I've had to deal with.
Yikes!
Fire and steel, cogwheel.
Commander, the war is displacing a great many people, and thus the influx of a great many foreigners into the realm is inevitable. Many of them are driven to crime by want or ill will. To that effect, I propose that if a foreigner is found guilty of an offense, he or she should be deported immediately. Delinquency is on the rise, and we need a few effective deterrents to curb its proliferation.
Okay, so deport criminals there are...
Many criminals inhabit our realm, Commander. Such is the unpleasant reality. Some of them are domestic, some of them are foreign. Punish them when they are caught, but do not make the distinction. Many criminals inhabit our realm, Commander. Such is the unpleasant reality. Some of them are domestic.
Foreign criminals seem to abound like sand on the beach these days, Commander. Let's be rid of them like Falstaff suggests. In fact, the sea would be as good a border as any to make them cross. Yes, let them drown for their misdeeds.
Oberon and I are of the same mind in this matter, Commander. Deportation just seems a bit excessive. And I very much doubt it's the structural solution Sir Silvervein hopes it to be.
No, 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 Commander. Falstaff has it all wrong. We imps force foreign convicts to do all sorts of dirty and dangerous jobs. Why deport when we can make them drudge?
Oberon and I are of the same mind in this matter, Commander. Deportation just seems a bit excessive. And I very much doubt it's the structural solution Sir Silvervein hopes it to be.
right now I have a elf majority right now. Or is that just to represent what my lands are? Because you can see at the enemy lands there's a skeleton. Where my enemy's borders rule. But where my lands rule, there's, well, elves. So I don't know what to do. I am honestly at a loss here.
Commander. Leniency leads.
Leniency leads to lawlessness? Can, if you're not careful, absolutely.
Commander, I intend to propose legislation later today that will make it possible for gay couples to be married. I know I'll get some pretty stiff opposition from Falstaff and especially Yorick, so I'm hoping I can count on your support. Sir Falstaff raises some proper concerns about family values and the likes, but that holier-than-thou collection of bones will prattle on and on about gods and such nonsense.
So, Oberon is putting poof nuptials back on the agenda, is he? When will those blasted elves realize marriage is about procreation, not pleasure or passion? Can't these queers be happy with what they have? Used to shoot them on sight barely a century ago.
Seven wither Oberon's tongue for uttering such perversions. He and his depraved ilk would allow men and women to fornicate with others of their own gender. How base, how vile can one become?
Commander, could you spare me a moment? Now, I know I'm a general and politics isn't my field of expertise, but I was hoping you'd support Oberon in his attempts to allow marriage for people of the same sex. It's a pet peeve of mine, you see. Live and let live, I say. Why do others get to decide who someone may or may not love? None of their bloody beeswax. So much hypocrisy would be exposed for what it is, you know. Think of the famed lizard artist Della Gecko, for instance. Everybody knows.
Your latest victory.
Another battle lost and won. Or in your... We've made some modest progress, Commander, but I wouldn't cry victory yet. You might just end up as the dragon that cried wolf, you see?
Commander, could you so much... Thanks, Commander. You're a doll. I'd give you a kiss that'd blow your jetpack off if you weren't off limits.
Commander, Sir...
That's a large army.
Where's my gold, Commander? Bring me the spoils of war!
Proceeding to location.
I've got big guns and I cannot lie. All is ours for the taking.
Word. I think this campaign is going pretty well, all things considered. I can't get over there though. Can't get that. I cannot get to that spot.
That rolling thunder you hear in the distance, those are enemy armors. Construction underway, Commander. Construction underway, Commander.
Ready for the Blitzkrieg.
Yes. Let's float. That's impossible, Commander. Battle Forge completed.
That cheese! That cheese is real. Die to my dragon. Let's see how far I can get with this. A friend of mine just posted that picture of a cat, or not a cat, a kitten. It said, I got a mouse, and it was this big. It's adorable. Ah. I wonder how long they'll resist for. Not very long. In any case. No! Shit. That's because this will get me money. I want that. Yay! I win! Woo! Not a single catch. 19 tech, nice. Dwarves do not like me very much.
Commander. Command.
That is kind of necessary.
7 save us from the dragon, for where he goes, vice sprouts like infectious corruption, disseminates like a poisonous contagion. Ghouls coveting not women as they should, hags longing for anything but the male touch. Abhorrent is the hell you stage.
Thanks again for passing that new marriage law, Commander. There are these 2 lizard girls I know, and they tied the knot the moment the news broke. What a feast we had! I don't remember any of it.
Bloody good show, Commander. We kicked butt today, and firmly too. We're pretty much wrapping things up, aren't we? Not much fight left in our opponents.
Another battle lost and won. The Dragon Knight came, saw, and conquered. You are indeed worthy of respect. And yes, I do speak in earnest. Anyone in specific? As true a lady as one of her species can get is Catherine. Tragic, really. She held sway over an entire kingdom only to be drafted into the service of one who wouldn't have more than a flock of sheep under its command. If there weren't a wizard attesting he's a very good boy indeed. I hear she hates men, or at least our male-dominated world, with a vengeance. In her land, women ruled and men served. Must have been a quaint locale indeed. Anyone in specific? He is a bull that holds a general's rank. Anyone in She's no more than a tomboy playing a soldier. I don't know much about her, but I don't like what I've seen so far. We lizards have senses far superior to humans, and I rather resent having to...
Let's head over to the engineering bay. Can I get extra? Not quite. Darn. I was hoping I could. Oh well. gonna get a few more dragon texts, that's what I'm gonna do.
Step by step, you bring us closer. Does he now? There's an explanation for that, but I'll reserve it for my
I guess not. I'll keep storing my research points.
So, you're backing the fair?
Gay marriage is a reality. You've written history, Commander. Long have we...
The question is now, where's the dwarves and all this? Because all I see is elves and skeletons. I don't know what to tell you. Do this. Let's go with Edmonton, I guess. There we go. Only one robot was lost. There we go.
And so it came to pass that the Dragon Prince was initiated in the ways of war, and caught the attention of his siblings. Whereas the prince had been but a flea in his half-brother Carthan Axehand's coat, the dread Decapitator now took full notice of what turned out to be a dragon, and so in turn did the others. Yes, it was in the heartland of Rivellon that the war would be decided between the last of Sigurd's children. Carthan remained a threat, as did his sister Sybil the Silent, who had cut out her own tongue a long time ago to stop the voices in her head from babbling. And then there was Farran the Fleshless, who was convinced he wasn't human at all, but rather an undead, which he would demonstrate by slicing the flesh from his body. Such was the crazed company the Dragon Prince would have to fight. Such were the terrors he would have to overcome. And the way he did so is still studied by all strategists in Rivellon today.
Battlefield moves to the heart of the kingdom. All factions rally behind the dragon. Dwarves, elves, lizards, imps, and undead stand united. Emperor to guide all victory. Emperor attacks the Church of the Seven. Will the sky fall down on us? Emperor allows gay marriage, corruption, morals of all the nations. Actors agree, Emperor must be a woman. Shocking pictures were found on Raven, of course. And black inspiration. M's copy enemy armor designs to the letter. Size matters. Enemy researchers build impenetrable floating fortress. Lizards love me. Holy crap, lizards love me. I can't seem to... Dead and dwarves, jeez.
I have news for you, Commander. Great, grave, or gratifying, I'll leave its interpretation to you. The fact of the matter is your victories have gone far from unnoticed. That much you knew. But they have also gone a long way toward uniting a shattered realm. It has therefore been announced that you are to marry, for that will bolster the populace's spirit and cement your power as Emperor. Soon the finest princesses in the land will be here, bidding for your hand in marriage. Not as such, no. You don't want to get married? Because that would be a bit of an imposition. The decision has been made, you see. Matters such as these, even an emperor has to accept without remonstrance. Still, there are worse things than tying the knot, surely. I dare say it will. But do not, please, take this matter lightly, Commander. Very welcome.
Should get a talk with the,
I hope you don't mind, Commander, but I've requested that a few of your generals should undo the havoc that is being caused by a group of lizard rebels. These misguided souls have taken to the teachings of a cult that worships the so-called One God, and they're causing no end of it. I'm sure Henry and Edmund are the...
That would work.
A dear old lady, our Prospera, but it saddens me to see senility is taking hold. She actually wants me to work together with that barrel of gin they call a general. It would be almost comical.
Commander, a word in your ear. There seems to be a spot of trouble in one of the provinces. Some lizard rebel running amok. Naught but a trifle that Prospera has requested us to deal with. But she wants me and Bloody Edmund to go together. Yes, he's a lizard too, it stands to reason. But the man's as pleasant as a cactus down your trousers. So if you don't mind, I'll go
Stand in the path of a dragon...
Ah, to be in the thick of battle. With you calling the shots, it's a joyride rather than a jeopardy. We have but begun, Commander, but looking back, beginnings are always the most...
Commander, a word practice? I'll be practicing skittles with his balls before the day is out. You know that cold-blooded cretin annoys me to no end. I'll follow your orders, Commander. But we're supposed to quell an uprising, you know.
Ooh, I got a Devastator now. Yes, please. We'll take that. And I'll take that. And I'm out of research points. Sadly.
I hope you don't mind, Commander, but I'm sure...
Ooh, a new medium. Ooh. let's see if this works. See if I can't switch this around. I don't like this. I don't like this at all.
Need a ride?
I just gotta keep them running. Run, little transport boats, run! Run, transport boats! Run! Run, no!
Won't that use too much fuel?
They just have to run until I can become a dragon.
Off we go! Yeah, I love traveling. Hope we don't hit too many fish. Won't that use too much fuel? Yeah, I love traveling.
That's impossible, Commander. 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 That's impossible, Commander.
I don't feel comfortable doing this. Won't that use too much fuel?
Darn. That's unfortunate.
They are here, Commander. The fairest maidens to be found. Here in the hope you will take their hand in marriage. Gathered aboard are Lady Lohanna of the Elves, Lady Ida of the Dwarves, Lady Camilla of the Lizards, and Lady Ophelia of the... Heavens no, we wouldn't want to make a scene. The rejected princesses will be disappointed, and their counselors furious. No, once you have made your choice, inform me of it in confidence, and simply be about your business. I will take care of the rest. That would have been politically inopportune, Commander. Don't tell me you take after Edmund, and dislike anyone who is not of your own species. Any of these princesses will make for a loving wife, and bring you great prosperity. There was an incident. Best not to mention it.
Aww. Let me guess, it has something to do with explosions.
Shopping for a spouse, are we, Commander? I wonder what the return policy on these princesses is. No refund after they've been used?
I envy you, Commander. You 4 women here begging to make her yours. Bloody hell!
You dragons sure have a nice time of it, Commander. You dragons sure have a nice time of it, Commander. Who's it gonna be?
This is all too disgraceful. Parading these women around like prize cattle. Whatever happened to marrying for love? What happened to respect?
Let's go see.
The Seven have graced you, Commander. For today they bring before you Ophelia, daughter of Everking, sovereign of the Skeleton Spire. A more splendid princess is not to be found. Marry her, and the gods themselves...
Go on, girl. Don't be...
My lord and emperor, I stand here before you because I was bid to, and thereby was I blessed. I am not worthy of your love. But should you choose to honor me with marriage, I should take it as a sign the Seven still savor my soul. And it will be my unwavering endeavor to earn the trust and affection you would bestow upon me. Grace be unto the gods.
Well said, my dear. That settles it, does it not, Commander? How can any man even contemplate? The Seven have graced you.
It's your lucky day, Commander, for I have with me the famed beauty Ida, Princess of Hammerdale. Dwarves have come a-courting her from each part of the...
All right, Falstaff, put a sock in it. I'd rather see you drink than drivel. So unbecoming of a dwarf.
Yes, well, there you have it, Commander. Lady Ida. To her very good health, I say, and your future
Why, yes, my little dandelion. What woman in her right mind wouldn't want to marry an emperor? 'Tis a right treat that you're not so bad looking either. But power, my lad, that is why we do it. The power of me. I do have a few personal stakes in this as well, though. My father, see, may the plague wither his pecker, is a right old rotter whose company I'm desperate to escape. Put a wedding ring on my finger, and your ship'll be my home. I'm sure we'll get on like two...
What a strange day this must be for you, Commander. Having to receive princesses who are strangers to you and choose which one of them you would spend your life with.
Strange for the princesses themselves, too, Prospera. For they are put on display like cows on the market. And I am not a cow, kind sir. I am Camilla, a princess, rather reluctant to take part in this charade, but willing to do so for the benefit of all lizards. To be perfectly frank, I don't know if I really do.
Your Highness, please forgive her, Commander. Nerves.
One, there is nothing to forgive, and two, I am calm as a frozen lake, so hold your tongue, Counselor. Now then, let me elaborate. Unlike those other girls I've seen shipped here by their aspiring ambassadors, I am not one who spends her days in palace rooms having her nails tended to. I've studied law and am now Chief Justice of the Supreme Court of my native land. I am a woman of the world, Commander, knowledgeable of matters of state. A royal marriage such as ours would constitute a political bond, not an amorous one, though perhaps in time a reasonable amount of endearment may bloom. Wonders never cease, do they? Lizard and dragon. It would be an advantageous union. Think on it, Commander.
Come on, up you stand, back straight, chin high. The Commander is here. No, you are not daydreaming, Commander. This is not a mirage that would trick your eyes. This unearthly beauty is real, and her name is Lohanna, Princess of... I'll give you a moment to compose yourself, for not many can gaze upon her and be undaunted by the sight of...
The best reason of all. Love. Or so I hope. I have heard of your deeds, and I know the very idea...
Now, dear.
Yeah, I'm not too fond of the elf. She's sad. I don't care for her. People say that she looks lovely, but eh. She's sassy. She is very sassy, and she's eh.
It's your lucky day, Commander, for I have with...
Oh,
yeah.
Why, me?
She's in it for personal gain, she's in it for political gain, he just wants it just because of beauty and... yeah.
All this lovey-dovey stuff is wasted on me, Commander. Wonderful. Who is the lucky lady? A special lady, isn't she? Gifted with great intellect, like many of her. Allow me to be the first to heartily congratulate you, Commander. It shall be my...
Looks like they're preparing an invasion of sorts. I don't like this. Oh well, that makes perfect sense. Yeah, Princess dies during hide and seek, the lit fuse game. Yeah, that's hilarious. Yes, best not to speak about it, Oberon. Or Maxis, I suppose.
Shell-shocking catapults, Commander. What a pity it is you never got to meet pretty Princess Pyra. And now what? You're married to a creature that, from the looks of it, belongs in a terrarium instead of a command ship. No, I don't envy you, Commander. Verily, I don't.
Oh well.
You're a married man now, Commander. But I bemoan your choice. And a lizard.
Poor Lady Lohanna left this ship in tears when she heard you wouldn't marry her. How you could have...
Alas that the Seven have struck down.
Bravo, Commander. It's not hard to make a choice when there is but one valid.
So the slave market is closed, and you've made your pick from among 4 serfs, whether she was willing or not. Here's hoping Lady Camilla won't let you walk all over her. But from what I've seen, you're the one that should be worried.
So you got hitched, did you, Commander? Here, here.
Congratulations, Commander.
Commander, it is here on this ship where conquest is charted and strategy surveyed.
Seems like a lot of fun.
That you shall pledge your vows. Symbolic, I hope, that love may yet conquer war. Our commander, Lady Camilla.
Why, yes.
Then by the grace of the Almighty...
Though it was politics that sparked your union, I hope...
Yay!
Poor Lady Lohanna left this ship in... How you could have
Lady Camilla can be a bit frosty in her demeanor, but I have no doubt in my mind she'll grow quite fond of you in time.
Yay! Ooh, the Queen's quarters. Yay!
Yes, this room will suffice. Not too stuffy, not too sunny. A fine study it will make where I can quietly contemplate my court cases. And bask in marital bliss, of course. I do hope you haven't too big an appetite when it comes to matters of love. I myself am little so afflicted or indeed inclined. If the need takes you, don't hesitate to adopt a mistress. There's bound to be some service girls around here only too happy to delight the dragon with their coital talents. No, if something stirs my passion, it is the law above all else. Now then, to read through last week's transcripts. I'll see you later. Maybe we can have a spot of dinner together? Marriage is a happy occasion after all, and demands some sort of formal celebration.
I wonder if there's no one in the bar. Of course, Scarlet.
Congratulations, Commander. Camilla didn't seem to quite welcome the hug I gave her, nor the shot of rye to her health, but she'll come round.
So you got hitched it.
Well, let's go to the engineering bay, see what happened. What did you do?
Congratulations, my lord. Happy days, eh? Oh, but don't you worry. I haven't been sipping sparkle wine and eating wedding cake, no. Researching. Injured.
Fair. Okay. That was odd. Whatever. Doors and undead don't really like me all that much.
Commander, there's something very important I'd like to talk to you about. I know I've been evasive about the demon, the creature I called the heart of the ship. But I think the time has come to tell you more. You, after all, are the dragon. Yours should be the prerogative of knowing more than anyone else aboard this vessel, or indeed the realm. Corvus is his name. Raven in the ancient language. He is at the same time our greatest ally and our greatest foe. For it is from his antediluvian psyche that I wrestle many of the incredible powers Grumio and I make real. But it is he who also provided your siblings with like technologies, and does so still through dream walking. This diabolical being, then, who holds our key to victory, but would much rather unbolt the door of defeat, desires to address the dragon. He has wanted to do so from the beginning. And though I had rather you'd never meet this thing of insidious evil, I recognize such is not my decision to make. So find me in my study, and I realize, my friend, this revelation of mine must leave you with more questions than answers.
It does.
So, in the royal chamber, where reigns the precious presence of privacy...
I mean, first question I have is, why didn't you tell me this earlier? I shouldn't be deserved to know, and not only now are you only telling me why?
You have a noble countenance about you, Commander.
What a pair Edmund and Henry make, Commander. Worry no longer. Can you imagine if I'm not...
You have a no...
The Queen's quarters, what would you like?
My esteemed husband, I'm afraid I can't spare the time for the more frivolous facets of marriage, as I'm to preside over a court case very soon. Bit of a bizarre one, actually, but rather clear-cut. The gist of it is that a ship sank, and initially there were only 2 survivors. A dwarf and a lizard clung to some flotsam, but it too started to sink, so the dwarf kicked away his miserable companion, who quickly drowned.
Okay.
Self-defense thus pleads the dwarf. Cold-blooded murder thus protests the prosecution. I'm inclined to agree with the latter. Fellow's going to hang, and there's an end to it.
You'd rather hang a man just because he valued his own life higher than that of another? I mean, there's 2 bodies, right? There's 2 people. And if one of them's gonna kill the other one, I mean, that's kind of bizarre. But at the same time, I can kind of understand why someone would do that kind of thing.
Never would I. Well, unless instinct takes over, I might, but... Oh, now look what you've done. Doubt rears its head, but is it reasonable doubt? I must think on this solely and serenely, if you'd be so kind.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Is there a reason for yet another...
That's exactly what I thought. That's what I thought.
Never would I have expected the likes of Henry to wag such a silver tongue. There must be some brain cells left neath that simian cranium of his after all. Holding on for dear life, I expect.
Hey, he's funny. Edmund is funny. Ah.
We've returned from our mission, Commander. All's well among the lizards again. No more praise for the one god anymore, but proper prayer for the seven. Wasn't such a bad thing, looking back on it, that serpent of an Edmund tagged along. Obviously, we were plotting each other's demise from the get-go, but when push came to shove, we both wanted to appear the greater general. Forced us to bring our A-game.
Competition, that's what I'm all about. Competition. Yes.
Long story short, the cultists renounced their evil ways and were accepted back into society. Boring as fig stew, but prosperous over the moon.
That's what I'm all about. Fantastic. Now, if I can only... I should probably buy myself an ironclad, because that's kind of going to be necessary. I can do this. Oh. Well, had I known that earlier. Not my battle.
By the seven, such heresy that hellcat of a Catherine spouts. Championing the right of our women.
I've been meaning to thank you, Commander, for acting upon Catherine's request. My new wedges please me in more ways than one. She has a knack for such issues, and though she's rather bellicose in expressing them, I hope you'll heed them.
Just a little while ago, Commander, you broke a lance for women aboard this ship, and now I need you to break another of a far more serious, shocking, and I fear resilient kind. I'm talking of an injustice that could only have gone by unhindered in a land under the greasy thumb of a man as oblivious to the plight of his mothers, sisters, and lovers as the worm is to the vast world around it. It is my fondest hope that you shall prove to be a worm, not a worm, by uprooting one of the many, but perhaps most rot. They put whatever words will secure their pathetic hold to despotic hegemony in the Seven's mouths. But the vote, Commander, can change everything. Undead women can be candidates for government, but they themselves aren't allowed to vote, and therefore you then shall either undo this gross travesty, this ignominious perversion, or by the least...
Ooh, achievement! Yay! Anyways, back to the engineering base so I can get some more fun stuff. I want a... Juggernaut. Guess why not? Oh yeah, I forgot about that. The undead do not like me very much, do they?
Commander, we the lizards think that even though you fight to attain peace, strife is inevitable as long as monarchs occupy the throne. Sooner or later, they become dictatorial and go to war on a whim. Our end goal is... Commander, we the lizards think that even though you fight to attain peace, strife is inevitable as long as monarchs occupy...
All this talk about a republic is criminal, Commander. It would upset the gods' divine order.
Even though we elves do think people are basically equal to one another, we nevertheless have a deep reverence for the age-old noble bloodlines from which the greatest of our kin descend without fail. And look at nature. Bees have a queen, do they not? No republic there. No. Even though we elves...
Commander, if you're going to go about asking the common folk for their opinion on matters of state, we'll end up with clowns in the courtroom, candy dispensers instead of taxmen, and the total collapse...
Imps are notoriously fickle, Commander. We change our minds each time the wind changes direction. No, best to have one leader to decide what's what. You're not doing too bad a job, so why hold up?
Even though...
All this talk about...
Commander,
Your immediate refusal illustrates quite clearly that you are both afraid of what the majority's answer to our question...
Good of you, come on.
Yes.
Commander? Your enthusiasm is admirable, Commander, but
The battle is lost and won, Commander. But who knows? Change may yet come, and...
Sup, Commander? Hope springs about excellent...
Alright. to do, what to do, what to do. Okay.
Another day, another mindbreaker. Praise yourself lucky, my draconic husband, that you have but a war to wage and a realm to rule. Here I am, contemplating the fate of a fellow lizard, though I shudder to count this repulsive reptile as one of my own refined... It has brutally murdered a fair elven maiden because she spurned his lewd advances. The brute is guilty as sin, that much is as clear as daylight, but the all-lizard jewelry has found him not guilty. Oh, so much for my... Be that as it may, deep down I want to dismiss the jury's verdict as hurriedly as I would an undead's love letter and simply hang the beast. Were it not for my conscientious nature, I would do so.
I'm gonna ask Discord. I would if it wasn't a game. I would if it wasn't a game. I have to make a decision for a game. So Discord says not guilty.
I suppose so. You certainly touch a raw nerve there. But I dare say that what you lack in delicacy, you make up for in honest-to-goodness candor. Though he is guilty, this murderer will walk free.
There we go. Not a guilty Discord
Greetings, Commander. I have just seen to the release of that dwarven chap your
Malaysia
lady
is
acquitted
restored.
a while ago. Jolly nice of her to do so. The man reacted by instinct when he kicked that rotten lizard off that log. Bloody hell. I'd have done the same thing, even if there was room to spare.
Is there a more sorrow sight, Commander, than young beauty bereft of life, her ruby blood a silent witness of woe? Thus, an elven bell was found in her own house.
Commander?
Okay, that was simple enough. To the engineering bay. I wonder if there's a thing in my royal chamber.
What? Oh, do forgive me. Ask me about Corvus, my friend, and I will tell you all about the architect. The term is pretty much self-descriptive, actually.
Let's see
You've
what this
talked
leads
Grumio,
to.
haven't you?
Here.
Well, there you go.
I really don't know.
The raven sings to him, he says. Shows him pretty miracles. That's just Corvus toying with him. Just like he toys with your brothers and sisters. The demon can't help itself. He invades people's minds and plays havoc with them. As long as he teaches useful things, though, he can be a blessing. Because that excitable imp down in the engineering bay would never have thought of... In a word, yes. I know the game he plays. I, too, have once been tempted by demonic gifts, but never have I succumbed to their attraction. He is ready to wield the greatest... I'm not surprised. When one meets Corvus, one sees his true guise. But in dreams, he can appear as anyone or anything. No doubt Grumio sees or hears an imp girl of fantastic beauty. He has no idea a demon is toying with him. But as long as it shows him things we can use to our advantage, I see no reason to burden him with the truth. Why, Corvus told me, of course. He'll tell you everything if you ask, for he relishes in the opportunity to unfold his plans, see you react when he tells you how he set in motion the ruin of the empire you gave your life for, how in your case, he helped kill your mother. Grief, hate, anger, Indeed I can. No corridor leads to the dismal vault he haunts, but enter the flames of the fireplace, and afore Corvus you shall find yourself. If you wish, remember, Commander.
Okay, let's see Corvus. Holy crap, that is a beast and a half.
At last we meet, Dragon Knight.
Holy
Too long
crap.
have I sensed your steadfast tread along my halls, like a reverberation through the spine. Too long have I heard your voice linger.
I bet he's a dragon.
Like the recollection of a dream near forgotten. Too long have we been intangibly intimate without having made one
I bet that guy's a dragon.
acquaintance.
I bet Corvus is a dragon.
I am Corvus, the raven, the demon. I am what makes this sheepy source of inconceivable power, and unbeknownst to you, I am your greatest ally. Greater than the wizard, your generals. Today we finally look one another in the eyes. Both of us relish in the promise locked within. Indeed I do. For all I desire is war. I pick no sides. I spare no creature. War, blood, dark days of death innumerable. That is what I crave. Maxos, I give nothing freely. That accursed wizard I make work for his revelations. But that fatuous imp, him... Yes, quite so. So ardent did this pitiful architect desire revenge that I saw my chance. He'd do anything to enact her death, even enact his own. So long we worked on that poisonous concoction, and already I could see the world through his eyes. When it was he slipped. But to give you power so that I may have my pleasures. I suffer in this lonely place where that devilish sorcerer tears in strips my mind and takes off with shattered memories. And yet I remain free in dreams, for in dreams I have dominion. Long do I sleep, roam in reverie and wander worlds of wonder. Dimensions you can neither behold
I like this
nor
guy.
comprehend. There have I found what I shall give you, in return for the deathless soul that is life's blood. Dearest dragon, so rash, so impetuous. But fine, I will give me lease to walk the dreams of your peoples. I devour them in sleep, or perhaps you desire the affection of those whose benefit you need. If it is dwarven favor you are after, for instance, I can attune their allegiance in the night. If you want to taste true power, want to experience the true richness of demonic might, you will give me your wife, dragon. Render her unto me, so she may become a blood servant, and the ruthless radiance of domination will be yours.
I don't know what to do. Alright, have a good night. I don't know what to do. I'll tell you what, after I deal with Corvus, I am actually going to end the stream here. For that, I'm going to once again ask Discord. Would you rather have the ultimate power of demons? Demons? How do you spell demon? But you must kill your wife. Or just standing people in exchange for a demon killing people in their dreams, partake in a demon's blessing. For power. Really don't know what to say. I don't know what to do here. Oh my gosh. No. I am stuck. I don't like when I'm stuck. I really don't. I mean, particularly in Powers of Corvus, and you have the blessings to nourish on dreams, but that would kill people, and that's not necessary. I seek to adjust my standing with... No. don't know. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to say. I am going to say, seems hardly...
I am beyond such petty concepts. As could you be? Think on it, dragon. Return to me when you have brushed the cob. I am but a slave now, bound by a demon's oath to serve the one that bound me. No more than an infernal genie in a rather exceptional bottle. Give me leaves, though, and I can claw.
No thanks. Anyways, thank you guys for tuning in. I'm sorry that the decision took a long time, but that actually took a long time to answer because I didn't know what to say, because one or two out of three of those were a good option. But yeah, that should pretty much do it for the night. Thank you guys for tuning in or watching it if you're watching it after the stream's over. But that will be it. Thanks, guys. See ya.